This video is on arithmetic sequences. So it's sequences like we talked about, but a specific type we call arithmetic. Okay, here's the definition. Arithmetic sequence is a list of consecutive terms that have a common difference. Basically, something is added or subtracted each time. That's what common difference. You either add something or you're subtracting that value of d. Okay, so for instance, it might ask you, determine if a sequence is arithmetic, and if it is, find d, the common difference. So you look at a sequence and you figure out, okay, what's the difference between 1 and 13? Well, I added 12. What's the difference between 12 and 25? Again, I added 12. Added 12. Added 12. So you can see the common difference is a positive 12. So I would say yes, and D is 12. Easy enough. All right? If I was subtracting each time, the D would be negative. That's the only thing that changes there. Example 2, another type of question. What are the first 5 terms? Is it arithmetic? If so, what is D? Well, this is just like what you did the other day. If you want to create a table, you can create a table. You don't have to. If I put in 1, I get 5 plus 3, I get 8. If I put in a 2 for the second term, 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Third term, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3 is 18. Fourth term, 20 plus 3 is 23. Fifth term, 25 plus 3 is 28. And now I have my list, okay? Now I need to decide, is it arithmetic? Well, what happened? From 8 to 13, I added 5. Added 5, added 5, added 5. So as long as this is all the same, then yes, it's arithmetic, and this is D equals 5. If I ended up with different values right here, then it wouldn't be arithmetic. That's all there is to it, okay? All right, so another type of thing they will ask you is how to find the formula for the sequence and how to use that formula for solving, okay? So here's what you need to know. To create the formula for arithmetic sequence, you need A1, which is the first term in the sequence, okay? And D, what's the common difference? Remember, we've talked about this already. And then this equation right here, this is on your formula chart that I gave you. It's also on the one in the classroom. You can use this. This is the formula for arithmetic sequences, so you need to make sure you catch this one. So if it says to find the formula for A sub n, it has to give you A1, it has to give you D, and you plug it into this formula. So A sub n would equal A1 plus n minus 1 times D. Well, D is negative 10. I don't stop here. I get rid of parentheses. I solve it out. So negative 10 times n is negative 10n. Negative 10 times 1 is positive 1. If I finish this off, I find out that A sub n is, let's see, negative 10n, and 5 plus 1 is 6. So this would be my formula. All right, so if it asks you for the explicit formula, this is what it's asking for. Using this equation, A sub 1, D, plug it in, find that equation form. Okay? So here's another one. Find the formula for this sequence, right? A sub n, or A sub 1, and here's D, so I just plug it in. A sub n equals negative 2 plus n minus 1 times D, which is 4. 4 times n is 4n, minus 1 times 4 is negative 4. So 4n minus 3. That's my equation for A sub n sequence. Right? Example 5. Here's another one. Find the formula for A sub n. Now, here's what's different. They gave me A sub 1, but they didn't give me D. They gave me A sub 2. Well, that's enough information for me to find D. So in order to find D, I take the second term and I subtract the first term. It's that simple. So 10 minus 3 gives me 7. So that's what D is. Now I have everything I need to plug into the formula. A sub n equals 3 plus n minus 1 times D. Solve it out. 7n minus 7. So A sub n equals 7n. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. So there's my equation right there. So this type of problem had an added step. You had to find D first before you could plug into the formula. But that's the only thing that changed. All right. Lastly, find the missing term. So this is how you would use a formula to jump to a certain term. Okay, similar to what we've done before. So notice I didn't have D. I need to find D. So I take A sub 2, remember, and subtract A sub 1. Well, A sub 2 is 3 minus A sub 1, which is negative 2. So that's really 3 plus 2, so D is 5. Knowing that, I'm going to plug into the equation over here, right here. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times D. Oops, I'm sorry. We know what D is. 5, right? So a sub n equals negative 2 plus 5n minus 5. Solve it out. I get 5n. Negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7. Now, I'm not finished because it says to find the missing term. Well, it's asking for the 20th term. So I'm going to take this formula and I'm going to plug in a 20 where n is. 5 times 20 minus 7. So this is 100 minus 7. Well, hopefully you know that that is 93. So this would be my answer. A sub 20 is 93. So this type of problem has several steps. First, I had to find D. Second, I had to find my equation. And then thirdly, I had to plug in for the correct value. All right? Hope that makes sense, and we'll see you in class.